Master Wu is at the very center of Ninjago's biggest event, being the merge. He is confirmed to be the root cause of the merge to begin with. Even though it was always predetermined that it was going to happen, Wu seemingly sped the events up. And the show has definitely put a lot of emphasis on the fact that Wu is the person who has caused it. It is one of the reasons why Aaron turns to Raz. It is one of the reasons why Lloyd was actually shaken up about his master. It is the reason why a lot of characters want to find him, because they want simple answers to what's going on. And it's presumably why Raz has him in his current possession. So there is a lot of mystery surrounding it, but like all of the characters, we simply do not know why. But as of Season 4 Part 1, I do think we have got some sort of inclination as to why he has done it. There are some details regarding Wu that definitely do lead me to a theory as to why he has done the things he has done. And that is going to be what we go through today. Give our best guess as to what has truly happened when it does come to Master Wu. And of course, like always, I want to know what you guys think, because this is my interpretation and I would love to hear yours. But let me not waste any more of your time, and let's talk about why Wu may have caused the merge. So Wu, generally speaking, has had very little time when it does come to Dragon's Rising. He has taken the form of a spirit-like orb since the events of the merge, and we've only seen him briefly once or twice per season, if that. He has had a few things happen though. He has led Kai and Nia to the portal gates. He has helped to try and get Jay to recover his memories. He led Cole to the remains of the Source Dragon of Balance. So he has definitely had a stay, and he's been mentioned a lot, but just not really in the physical sense. His physical form is currently unknown. We have no clue as to where it may potentially be. But the thing is that he is definitely still around, as confirmed by Morrow. So he has definitely still survived the merge and just hasn't really returned in the literal sense. I feel like that's another theory for another day though. But as it stands, he is around, and we have had some indication on what could be the case. We've also had many flashbacks of Wu over Dragon's Rising. We have had many depictions as just before the merge and even during the event of the merge itself. We know for the most part what the ninja are up to the point of the actual merge, when they all split off or away from each other. And those are definitely the biggest details of all, because they are the biggest indication of Wu's frame of mind when the event itself is actually happening. And if you look at the scenes that we've got of him, you can tell that he is not overly there for it. In Season 2 Episode 15, United We Fall, we get one of the best depictions of Wu's frame of mind during the events of the merge. We get to see him speak to Nia when they're actually traveling to the epicenter of the merge itself, and he's almost in shock. He doesn't move, he stays overly still, and he's just kind of rambling to himself. It's not like he's directly speaking, but he also is, and the information he's telling us is fairly interesting. He talks about how it's coming too soon, it's come too fast. He doesn't know if he's able to pull it off, and even says that unity will be the only thing that saves us now, and being divided will be the end of everything that they know. So he is being fairly clear in the fact that he did cause the merge in this moment, but the thing is that he's also specifying that being united is the saving grace to everything that's happening. And this is where the beginning of my theory actually comes into play, because I do think he is actually telling us what we need to know, and Nia misinterpreted it. When Wu specifies the fact that unity is what is required and separated everything will fall, I don't think he's actually referring to the ninja team. I think to an extent he is, but I don't think he was doing it purposefully. I don't think Wu expected the ninja to be separated for years to come after the event of the merge. So unilaterally it did become about them, but in the initial sense, I don't think Wu is talking about them whatsoever. I think Wu is quite literally referring to the fact that uniting the realms around them will be the solution, and the realms divided will be the thing that actually ultimately leads to the end of everything that they know. But this actually leads on to a further question that we don't have the answer to. If this is the case, what is the thing that Wu is referring to here? What is the thing that requires all of the merged realms to be together? What is the big bad that the ninja cannot face on their own? It is a fairly interesting question, and I think I realized it during my Raz's Master theory. If you haven't checked out that video, by the way, I would highly recommend you do so, because I really like what I've got there, and I hope you guys do as well. But the thing is that I have been looking through everything that we knew about Raz's Master, and one of the more interesting things is that we know for a fact that Wu knows who Raz's Master is, and I think Wu was trying to prevent this Master. Raz's master is very clearly an extremely powerful being. He is very clearly someone that it will be a very big threat within Ninjago. It's clearly someone with immense power that needs to be stopped. And if Wu is aware of who this individual is, and he was that worried about the result of what he could do, then it would make sense for Wu to cause something that he would believe to actually be the defeat of Raz's master. And I do think this goes into making sense when you consider the further evidence that we do have regarding Wu and Raz's master. The first reason I have to believe that this is the case is due to the fact of everything that we know about Wu so far. Wu has always been known for taking drastic measures just simply to be able to prevent villains or to fight off villains throughout the course of the show. Think of, for example, the Time Twins. Wu waked in the Monastery of Spinjitzu 40 years later to take on Achronix. Doesn't mention it to the ninja, just simply allows it to be the case. A second instance where he does this is also with Asphera, not warning the ninja about this being able to happen and just simply allowed it to be. Moro is another one, even though I don't think Wu really could have anticipated that to have happened. And lastly is the Overlord. Wu simply states the fact in Crystallize that he expected the Overlord would return one day, but just simply not for a while. He was vastly underprepared because of it, and I do think that goes into show that Wu will take preventative measures, because the few times he didn't, it did ultimately go back in his face. So the merge being something that could be strong enough to defeat Raz's master, it would make sense that Wu would pull some strings to make it happen. The second piece of evidence I have that makes me believe this is what Wu has been doing since the event of the merge. Like I said, I've mentioned the fact that he helped to regain Jay's memories, he helped find the portal gates, and he helped call with the Source Dragon of Balance. And I do think all of those are very important to what Wu is doing. The portal gates, for example. Wu is clearly embedded within each and every single portal gate. It would make sense as well, considering that all of them are housed within a monastery. So it seems to be that the connections between the realms and Wu are clearly trying to do something here, and if all of the merged realms coming together can defeat something that's coming before them, like Raz's master, it would make sense that Wu would play a part in trying to unify everything. So it seems to be that he is still trying to do this plan. The third piece of evidence actually comes across with what we know as of the present day. As of Season 4 Part 1, Raz has hold of Wu within a magical container that he cannot escape. He has Wu as a prisoner and he has no intention on letting him go. But it doesn't seem to be that Wu is actually important when it does come to Raz's mission. He's just leaving Wu behind in the Shadow Dojo and is just going to get Source Dragon icons. Now of course Wu may play a part in what happens after all of those icons are acquired. But the thing is that it does seem to be that Wu doesn't really have too much of a stake within the story. But if you take into consideration that Wu is trying to prevent Raz's master from returning, it would make sense that Raz would have Wu as a hostage, because Wu would seemingly have the information to be able to stop Raz's master from turning up and Raz's plan to actually be complete. So again, working in context of what we currently know. And the last piece of evidence I do have that supports this is simply where Raz's master currently is. It is confirmed that Raz's master is currently within the Cauldron of Realms, and that is something that is separate from the merged lands in of itself. And it seems to be that reversing the merge, if that is truly Raz's plan, is the way to actually have Raz's master cross over and actually be within the merged lands or the individual realms. So it seems to be that the merge actually did prevent Raz's master from returning. So I do find it fairly interesting to note. And like I said, the fact is that the Cauldron of Realms is separate from the merged lands in of itself. The only other two things that we know are separate from the merged realms are the first Spinjitzu Master's planes that we saw in Season 10, and also the plane where the Source Dragons currently are. Things that wouldn't want to be connected. So it seems to be that the fact that Raz's master is the only other thing that we currently know has that unique trait, it seems to not be a coincidence whatsoever. All of that evidence has led me to believe that Wu was simply trying to prevent Raz's master from returning. All of the little aspects that we do know about him do coincide with this theory, and it does make more sense when you do consider how Wu was beforehand when it did come to the merge. I do also think it's worth considering that one of the things that we do actually get to see of Wu is when he is asking Lloyd to bring him scrolls. We've been told that those scrolls are referring to the merge, and it does seem to be that Wu has a lot of knowledge pertaining to it, or the coalition as he would have called it. So it does seem to be that all of that knowledge did mean something, and I don't think it is to prevent the merge. I do think it was to cause it, and look at what actually goes into play of causing the merge. And also, I do think those scrolls were probably retaining to Raz's master as well. But all of that does lead to one more question. What is Wu's plan moving forth? I think if Wu wanted to reunite with the ninja and have a physical stay within the merged lands, he could very easily do so. So it does seem to be that he is consciously trying to not do that. I think that this is an indication that everything that Wu has been doing on camera and also most likely off camera is retaining to his ultimate plan. I don't think Wu is done yet. I think he has been on a mission since the events of the merge. I think he is continuing to do whatever is needed to be done to prevent Raz's master from returning. The uniting of the realms is one of them, bringing the ninja team back together was another, and even bringing in the new members. You cannot deny that the new ninja have played a pivotal role in the ninja team when it does come to Dragon's Rising. I wouldn't be shocked if Wu has had a hand in that, especially considering the fact that it did require Frak to lift out the Source Dragon of balance. I think Wu knew that, and he was simply waiting for the right time for the ninja to be able to do it. I think Wu has been pulling the strings all along, and I think this is ultimately why he has been doing it. So on and overall, I think Wu is a whole lot more important than we realised. I think Wu very purposefully caused the merge, and I do think in the long run, the ninja, Aaron, and everyone will understand why he's done the things that he's done, and why he has been missing for so long. But that is my interpretation, and I would love to know what your guys' is as well. Because this is ultimately an open-ended theory. What more could have been done? What less could have been done? What could Wu truly be up to? We do not know. But it does seem to be that we'll get the answer soon. I for one just hope that it's going to be a good one. But thank you very much for watching the video, and I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I love discussing Ninjago with more people, and if you do want to support the channel any further, which you do not have to, you can always become a channel member and join the legends that you see on screen. Each of you, your support means the absolute world to me, and all of the new members, thank you very much for your support as well. Welcome to the team, I'm very glad to have you here. But like I said, that is about it for today, and take care. Okay,